still got something to prove. Let's go. All I do, work like I still got something to prove.
Okay, guys, I got another twofer for you today. We got a fashion show and a full glute and ham dominant focused workout. So I'll be changing outfits along the way. You saw me in probably another video wearing the guy stuff. This is girl stuff. We got crop tees and we got crop tanks. So we're doing a little twofer. Fashion show, full workout. Follow along, DLB daily, leg day. Okay, something that we've never really done here. I've done this. It's a very difficult exercise. If you've ever heard of Nordic curls, it's a glute ham Nordic curl. I'm creating kind of my own little, I don't know what you, Kaya, that's not for you. You can use a GHD. GHD is very similar to this, but if you're doing a Nordic curl, I've done it on a lat pull down. You just have to find something. So I'm just using a barbell because you know I like to superset. So I always try to figure out, okay, what else can I do with this barbell?
Who's in control of me, losing control, I'm gonna explode, can you bring it back to me, 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 it's making me feel so weak, feeling like a puppet controlled by some strings, it's killing me 'cause I just
Next up, probably could have just kept the quarters on because we're doing a sumo deficit deadlift. So deficit, so if you're using 45s, because I am short, by elevating yourself, you get just better range of motion. So it's just gets your butt a little bit deeper because if I'm on the ground, the plates kind of stop me. Or what I could have did is just use quarters instead of 45s. But we're gonna elevate ourselves just a little bit. Sumo stance is wider than your shoulders, toes slightly pointed out. So I'm just using I like using the rubber plates because your feet will stick a lot better. You might have like a stepper or something that you can use, but I like using the rubber plates because my feet will stay still. If you want to add a pause, a lot of times, because I don't like to go super heavy on my deadlifts, I will add a pause at my knee, just a dead stop pause, and then all the way up. It's not a 1.5 rep, you're just doing like a mid-rep pause, just to kind of slow things down, more time under tension, and you're not just going straight up. So just greater time under tension, you don't need as much weight. Our rep scheme is a little bit higher on these deadlifts, 12, 10, 8, 8, 4 sets. All right, next up we have, DLB daily, 1.5 rep dumbbell sumo squats. Sticking to that sumo, nice and wide. I love doing sumo on hamstring and glute day because one, it's gonna hit those inner thighs, but it really targets like that outer glute area and really focus on throwing those hips forward. So 1.5 rep dumbbell. Now, depending on how you carry it, now, if you carry it like this, because it is easier to do that way, I would elevate yourselves on like either 2 benches or 2 steps of some sort so you can get better range of motion, because otherwise you'll bottom out here. So I flip it down and I hold this way. Also to target, we talk a lot about this with the Bulgarians. If you're more upright, you're gonna involve your quads a little bit more. You're still hitting hams and glutes, but we're going to, and since I'm holding this way, my torso is kind of be at an angle, which then focuses, the weight's gonna be out in front of you, which then pulls on your glutes and hamstrings. So if you want to target hamstrings and glutes a little bit more, you're gonna have your torso over. And right now I can already feel my glute firing. I don't even have anything in it. So 1.5 rep, you're going all the way down, come up halfway, all the way down, and all the way up. 12, 10, 8, 8, getting heavier as you go. And then we're gonna go over here to one of my favorite, a hyperextension. Huge tip here to keep the emphasis on your glutes and hamstrings is to round over. So I actually want to keep my head under my hips. So you always hear in lifting, like, don't round your back, don't round your back. Well, I'm telling you, round your back for this one, because as you come up for, you can also do hyperextensions for back. If I was doing back, I would want to be straight like this. Because now I feel a little bit in my hamstrings, but it's now focused right here on my back. So now if I round over, I don't feel anything in my lower back, and now it's all in the glutes and hamstrings. So it's a much smaller movement staying rounded over, but you're just here, and then keep your head below your hip. And then you just relax and squeeze up. So it's just a relax your butt and squeeze your butt. You can even practice like squeezing your butt. You'll see a movement. So you're just coming up, squeeze your butt and relax and stay rounded over. You're gonna go 10 to 12 reps, weighted or banded, and then drop the weight or band and go to failure. Woohoo! Okay, every girl's favorite exercise. We're over here, and it is also one of my favorite exercises, hip thrust. So we're gonna do 12, 10, 8, 8. So you're going up in weight for the bigger sets. Really slowing these down and focusing on that top contraction. Don't just rep through them. You're gonna come up and pause. We're also adding a hip band. So trying to, as this is pulling you in, your knees have to push out. So again, just creating more contraction in your glutes through actually even doing a movement. After you get your 10, 12, however many reps we are doing for that first set, you're then going to add some pulses, geez, can't talk. Pulses at the top, 8 to 10 pulses. So the very top movement, we're just gonna pulse, 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 pulse. Then you'll unstrap, we'll stay right here. And we're doing 15, just using this abduction. So again, slow this down. You'll be in a glute bridge, hold for a 2-second count, release. Hold for a 2-second count, release. Okay, high ball step up. I'm assuming it's probably 12, 10, 8. I don't have my phone. Anyway, here we are. Last but not least, new tank too. So obviously tank, 3 different colors. Last but not least, we're doing a high box step up. So how to figure out how high you should go, as long as your hip is under your knee. So if you're here, see how my hip's kind of even with my knee? It's not high enough. So I need to go higher. Obviously, the higher you go, you're gonna be calling on those hamstrings and glutes a little bit more. I'm positioning it next to a pole because it is single leg. I wanna add weight to my opposite hand. So I'm just gonna use this. This isn't to pull me up, it's just for balance. It's just so I can like focus a little bit more, because when you're not using it, you have a tendency to like push off a little bit more. But here, by knowing that this is right here, I'm gonna push a little bit less, and I can lower a little bit slowly. We're doing 3 sets, 12, 10, 8. Start maybe, if this is a newer exercise for you, because the range of motion is a lot more, maybe start with just body weight for the first one and then add weight from there. You know, we're just running out of time. Make sure to check out flynorfail.com. And if you enjoyed this workout, this is coming from the DLB Daily Glute and Ham Archive. I've made thousands and thousands of crazy transformations with people just like you. So if you are not ready for summer and you want to get that little tiny bikini on, you want to get your board shorts on and look sick on a boat, come join me. We'll train together. I'll give you your diet, your cardio, everything. I'll be there every step of the way. And also,